Pledge allegiance
to the flag
All set.
of the United States.
United States of America.
To the republic
For stand.
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to move item 7
Yeah.
between item 3 and item 4.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Aye.
I would like to explain to the public that is on video Zoom that we are moving into another room and you should have a camera. We are doing this because we've just been doing the award ceremony for the fire prevention safety posters in the school system. And so there's a lot of people there and we're going in to congratulate them. And then we will come back into this room, but you should see us just walk out of this room and walk into the next room. Commissioners,
All
shall we?
right, shall we? Take our stuff.
Let's sit.
We're having another.
Okay, you guys are on live.
Yeah, you're on live TV.
Hey, Brooke, this is the part where you sing?
No?
They can see us.
Here's the
wave.
microphone right here. You can sing right in this microphone. No?
Okay, they're coming.
You like the lights go? Sure.
Why you dragging me? You want-
Sure. I'll let the chief go. Hey, chief. Hey, chief.
Oh, absolutely.
Introduce everyone.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
So everyone, this is the Fire Commission. This is the chair of the Fire Commission, Dorothea Brennan. Commissioner Alex Plitzis, Commissioner Liam Burke, and
Where'd you get Joe in the back?
Commissioner Joe Osaki. I'm sorry, I didn't see you over there. And here's Commissioner Mike Finneran. And we also have
And online, we have another commissioner, Commissioner Rob Sinto.
okay, and we also have David Becker from the town. He's the CAO and Emergency Management Director. Chair.
Yeah, after.
All right, so commissioners, as I presented last month, these are the town winners of the 4th and 5th grade poster contest. I really wanted to celebrate them in the best way possible, and I believe we have done this in front of their family as well as in front of the Fire Commission. We have selected the winners. There was 15 public and private schools in town. This involved only 4th and 5th grades. There was over 300 submittals. And then what we had to do was we had to collectively go through them and identify which are the winning posters for each school in each 4th and 5th grade. That's what we wanted to do as a department this year. And then what we did was we selected a 4th and 5th grade winner that represents the whole town of Fairfield and gets submitted to the county contest. From the county contest, it moves up to the state contest if they win. And then that becomes the overall motto and poster. Do you mind if I see this? Of what that poster will become the advertisement for all of the fire prevention in the state of Connecticut. So, without further ado, I just wanted to introduce all of the winners to you. Today, our overall winner for 4th grade is Dylan L.
Who's doing from?
What school are you from? Mill Hill? Mill Hill, yes. Do you want to grab your poster? And I'm not going to introduce all of the kids, but collectively, what I wanted to do was take a picture in front of the Fire Commission up in front with all of the winners and their posters, and then be able to put that out on social media. So All right, if I could invite all of the 4th and 5th grade winners with your poster, come on up. Everybody else, if we can somehow squeeze in here, yeah?
Put together.
Yeah.
It's- Everybody.
Can I bother somebody to take the picture?
Sounds like we gotta be sideways.
All right, here, if you get, can you get it turned slightly to the side? Come on, here. All right, are we all tight enough?
Great. For participating and congratulations to everybody.
No.
Great job. Great job.
That's great.
We have a meeting tonight, so we have to go back.
Great job, guys. Great job.
Thank you all.
Doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
We're unmuted now.
Okay, good. So thank you, participants from the video for your patience. We are going back to the agenda and picking it up at approval of the January 9th, 2025 minutes, and I need a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Need a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you. And I do not have anything specific that has come up in the last few weeks, so I will pass it on to the chief.
Thank you. So I'd like to tell you that the lieutenant's position at the fire school, the assistant training officer / assistant safety officer position is working out very well. We have Lieutenant Richard Bassett, who you couldn't dream of a better lieutenant to apply for the position and get it. So he's we talk to him every day on something different, and he's hit the ground running. So he's making us proud, and he's doing a great job down here. In regard to hiring, the town is HR. We've been working with HR, and they say they're very close to approving a game plan in regard to getting back into hiring, because we've told them that we do have future needs that are getting that are very in our face at this point. Is something where we have to move quickly. So we're working on that. Today we had interviews for the fire inspector position, which will become vacant upon a retirement in July. So we interviewed 7 people, so we were actually very happy to have 7 people apply for this. So we're going to send 1 or more people to there's 2 different schools that you have to go to. The first is the investigation school, which will be it'll be starting this week. And it'll be for, what is it, about a month?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. And then after that, the codes portion of it, which is a couple more months. So we hope to have the person that replaces this July person finished in the end of June, right away, to be able to come, shadow for a short period of time, and then step right into the position. So it'll be seamless, because as you know, right, we do have statutory needs to fulfill inspections, but we're also down 1 person who's been a person that's been out on injury leave for over a year. So we definitely need to have staffing in this.
Karen's just finishing up.
So yes, I have that also. We have a lieutenant who just graduated from fire codes portion of the training. He did that in the fall. And right now he's starting that same investigation portion, which is starting February this week. And he'll be ready to replace our deputy fire marshal / lieutenant who's just met. Because he's going back to the line very soon, and he just wanted to ensure that his successor was trained and shadow him for a little period of time before he left to go back to the line. So hopefully that'll work seamlessly too. The assistant chief and lieutenant promotional exams are scheduled for March 3rd and 4th respectively, with the oral portions following. So we've got panels selected, and we're looking forward to that. We have on this Tuesday, we have our Connecticut OSHA closing conference for the fire department. They came in and did an assessment, actually of the town. A couple of the departments, we were one of the departments, so this is the closing conference for fire. So we've been working very closely with the OSHA inspector, and we'll see if there are things where we get cited, but we're hopeful that we think that we were pretty well prepared because we had a lot of people working on this last year when we did a voluntary OSHA inspection. So I think hopefully we'll at least tell you what her report is, and we hope that it works out very well for us. So we're hitting the ground, still running with the records management training. So we've been having some officers training for the National Fire Incident Reporting System, the NIPRS. For this new software, our lieutenants and assistant chiefs have to learn how to do the fire reports in this system. So they've been having some training, and we're going to start the scheduling module training with the chiefs next Tuesday, I believe. Let's see, training, some members of the training division, together with CERT, held a Stop the Bleed and hands-only CPR class at Starbucks post in Carter Henry last Saturday, which was very well attended. We drew some pictures on Facebook so you could see that. An update in regard to the radio system. Cut over to the Connecticut Land Mobile Radio System will be this Saturday, February 15th. We've also been working with AMR and Connecticut Telecommunications Service to help AMR get on our system so that they're still interoperable. Previously, they would sign on our frequency when we had an EMS call with them, they would sign on the frequency, and they'd also be able to get on our Fireground radios to talk to our units at the scene and say, hey, well, what do you have there? What should we bring in? Or vice versa. If they're there first, can you bring in the stair chair or bring in other equipment that they need? So we just want to be interoperable with them. So AMR asked us to get on the call so that we could just answer any questions that CTS had. So that went well the other day. In regard to emergency management, I see Norma's on, so I think she'll talk about some things, but I did want to tell you that the Clam Jam has been scheduled in April with the first meeting in March. Just forwarded that to you. So the emergency management, all the players from the town will get together with Fairfield University and help plan to make that a safe event. Clam Jam, I have to say, has been very well run. It's been very well managed by Fairfield University in conjunction with the several agencies of the town.
Will they be back at Penfield since it'll be open?
It'd be back at Penfield, but not so much because it's open, but because one of the carnivals is at the same weekend and they're going to be at Jennings. So it's going to be a very, very busy weekend in the area and public safety and whatnot, yeah. But it was an unavoidable in part because if you look at the scheduling timing for Fairfield Union when they do it, and also the schools with the carnivals, they're sort of at the behest of the carnival company in their timing. So, well, as we do, we'll always manage.
Make it happen. So, and the last thing I'd like to mention is in regard to grants. The town had a grants manager and he had to leave employment. But, and we hear that they're interviewing for replacement, but I just did want to mention that he was very helpful in his first week when he came here. He asked to meet with us and we talked to him. We had several meetings with him. He was very, very helpful and very anxious to help us prepare for the next SAFER grant. So he did give us some pointers and he worked on our narratives. He set up a meeting with us in Region 1 of FEMA to talk about, how we could improve our application. So I just do want to thank Mr. Riley for what he did to help us, and hopefully that'll pay dividends in the future.
Deputy Chief, before we go on, first of all, any questions, commissioners? Okay. In our packets, just to acknowledge it publicly, there is information reminding people about how we hold executive sessions because some of them have limited public information. This group has never done that during a public meeting. Public is here and can come at the appropriate time. But I wanted to acknowledge that the town is making sure that practice is universal. So, Chief, you're up.
Thank you. Operationally, we'll start with the good stuff first. We'd have 4 fires, 2 of substance, 2 were much smaller. We had a second alarm fire on Dogwood, which was required pretty extensive response for a lot of different. Westport was there, Norwalk was in town, so it was a very difficult basement fire. It took us a while to get to, and finally went out, which is good. But everything worked as it was supposed to there. Very happy about that. We had one on Fairfield Woods Road, a garage fire. Again, pretty good ash burnt up the side of the house and started to spread into the house a little bit. Companies got on it pretty quick, knocked it down. A couple smaller ones at Fairview Avenue, which we had a visit from one of our commissioners there. And that fire was just held to that room. And yesterday we had one on Pequot Avenue, which companies had got an odor in the building. Came in as actually an odor in the house. Turned out they had to open up one of the walls. They had a fire in the wall. Quick knockdown on that. No issues there. Last month I had spoke about a CPR save. Due to some logistics with that gentleman, I'm going to postpone that to next month before we do something. So I'll get that to you, the information. But I did speak with him and he is doing well. So I'll work on that for next month. I know there was a second similar one which happened at the Equinox, which I just found out about yesterday. So more on that to come. As far as buildings and grounds stuff, we're still working on the town with their upgrades to the air systems in there. Project's moving along slowly, but it is moving along. That continues. The chief spoke about the OSHA visit. That was probably the majority of my month, was dealing with the paperwork and the nuances that go with that. We did physical visits to stations and looked at a lot of different record keeping things. So that took quite a bit of both myself and Chief Case's time to get everything that she needed for that. Our new engine is still scheduled to come in May. There's a couple of interesting articles out there about why everything is so slow now. We used to be able to get an engine in 8 to 10 months. Now we're looking at 2 years. Ladder trucks rescues used to be a year, maybe a little better. Now they're up to 4 years. And the prices have gone up quite a bit. And it has to do with how groups bought manufacturers and are controlling the flow. So look that up if you ever get a chance.
So are we, to ask a question, are we addressing that in terms of the timeline on our
We are.
waterfall?
That was the next item up. So with that, I went to the chief and we spoke with Dave and we came up with a plan to kind of speed things up a little bit because we're forecasting we're going to see it's gonna take us that long to get it. So we're trying to see if we can come up with a way where we could speed that up. Whether or not that's gonna happen or not is yet to be seen, but we're doing our best to forecast that and work towards it.
We're looking at either in March or April in our next round of appropriations heading into our bonding cycle, including these, in that the bonding dollars don't actually have to go out in July. If we miss that window, we want to do it in June or July, somewhere on those timeframes as they're refined, it won't be an issue. But the Board of Finance at their last regular meeting where we did the full capital refresh, they're at this point, they're kind of making fun of me for talking about fire trucks so much. So
It's a serious problem.
they know it's coming. And they know it will actually be several that will get approved in one shot, but they understand that the cash flow and the timing. So they've been very well briefed and.
There's every town, every city, they're all having the same problem. If you look at what happened on LA, they ran into a lot of problem because they can't get trucks fast enough. So
Has anybody complained to our federal legislators?
I think we need to. Yeah.
there's a lot
That's a
of,
fair, that's a fair assessment.
there's a lot of groundswell, right?
Guys, you know, we should be talking to both senators and.
Should we as a commission write a letter just for awareness to like the state
Sure.
government to say,
You guys draft something for us and we'll write to the.
Yeah,
Senate.
I'll share the
I
article.
was gonna say, why don't, it's actually a very good idea, and maybe what we can do is we could talk to the communications director and work out something, so we hit it from a couple of angles.
Yeah.
And it really is largely, it is a federal issue, and you know, maybe it is certainly some sort of regulatory piece, because what has occurred and the way that it is now affecting public
Creating
safety.
a monopoly.
and
Not
very
creating,
problematic.
created. It's,
Well, and sadly, we have LA's experience, and I'm sure others in the country, to point out that it's a serious problem.
it is. So, but just realize that, you know, we're working with the town closely with that, saying, hey, we got a light on it. What are we gonna do to fix it? And Dave's been tremendous to help us through that process. Saturday, as the chief said, we're going live with the radio system, so we'll be very closely monitoring that and making sure everything works. Chief Caliper's been in charge of that project, done a great job getting everything up and running, so hopefully we'll have that all go off without a hitch. We've been doing some joint training with our partners up at the FCRD, the Communication Center. They've been down here for in the state of Connecticut, so a retired police trooper doing Tim's training, so it's traffic incident management. So if there's an accident, how to park, how to position, different things to do. In the hidden things that we get some of our EMS hours out of that too as well, but very well received by everybody that it's, you know, we're understanding when there is an accident, things do happen. And when those things happen, we have to be prepared to be able to control the traffic flow through town. So it's a much broader picture than just fire or telecommunicators. It has to do with the police department and where they put people and how we flow traffic. So things like that are going on. And then we're gonna be doing some future stuff as we spoke, Chief spoke about Lieutenant Bassett being down here. So one of the things I asked him to do right away was to integrate into the FCRD and with the new radio system and some things that are coming online is a firefighter's worst case scenario on a fire ground is a mayday. And we're working to make sure that our radio system, when we have a mayday, we are prepped for it and we know what's going on and what we're gonna do. So we're gonna be working, taking our Mayday Monday is what we call it, and developing some tried and true practices for that. So that's
Any questions, commissioners? Okay. Commissioner Putzis is got to leave. But Cert, Norma, you are up. There she is.
Hi, the most important, anyway, good evening, everybody. The most important thing is the fact that we're starting our next basic CERT training class. And we're heavily recruiting, and if you can spread the word, that would be great. It's every Saturday in March from 8 AM to 2 PM down at the Fire Training Center. We're all through social media. The First Selectman's newsletter has it, a lot of signs out. So whatever you could do would be great. We also have a lot of other training opportunities for team members coming up, as well as In April, we start our busy season. April, May, June, July, we have a lot of activations. But again, I want to emphasize the new class coming up and heavily recruiting. That's it.
Thank you very much. And yes, I've been sharing it on my social media.
Thank you.
So I don't see anybody on Zoom for Southport or Stratford. So we did have local 1426 around.
He had another meeting he had to go to.
Okay. Fine. Donations.
I didn't see any in the package.
That's what I was gonna say, Joe. Thank you.
Mhm.
So old business, this can come off. I did pursuant to the request of the commission, send the letter to the charter revision. And I did email it to all of the members. So that's taken care of. And then the next item is the proposed fee schedule for the fire marshal, and it is in your packet. This was something we asked to be brought back to us after some investigation. And with that, Chief Barry, are you handling it or?
Yes, Dennis still
Yeah, I
there?
think the chief, was gonna do it. I can check and see.
See if he's still there.
It's in his division, so I prefer that you
Right, I understand. I just,
wearing
he wasn't here, so I wasn't sure what
wearing
was
a couple
happening.
hats tonight for him. And Chief Case is away on vacation. Lucky dog. Somewhere warm. Yeah, that's what I said. I believe it's a 50th birthday party at
60?
60.
For who?
One of his friends.
One of his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not him.
No, he's 59.
What?
He's 59.
Chief, W chief?
Case?
I think he left. He probably forgot
I think the
he's so
big
busy with.
thing was it dormitories? That seems to be aligned with where we thought.
Yeah, I think he-
remember teaching, he did some research on it. Or you just thought that should be aligned with other communities that have that. You got that marked out around it. I don't recall.
And I don't see that here. We also demo superheat. It's on the back.
The demo's on the front, 100, went from 25 to 100. I think
Yeah,
all the corrections are in red.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yes. Commissioners, your pleasure.
We were inquiring whether dormitories should be more, this is more than what was listed originally, but we were going between, well, should that be more of like 250 or 500, because that's what we wrote, but from the communication he'd share with us, other communities were charging $100.
Right.
So, and as much as I think we should charge more, I don't think we should be.
Right.
Like, we should match other communities are doing, so I'm fine with that. I think it's good, it's good.
And I think he felt with the dorms, at least they were all fully sprinklered. So he, didn't feel like they were the same thing to say as if you had a 3-family apartment building, which the more fire safety things that you had to deal with, so more time consuming than visiting a dorm and inspecting.
And a dorm has a full-time staff. That's, both universities have full-time staff.
So we need a motion.
Motion to approve. Second. The fee schedule is outlined by the fire marshal.
And specifically, the changes are the items that are in red on the record copy. All in favor?
Right.
Aye. Any opposed? We're good. Is there anything else that needs to come from before the commission?
Just in the letters, I think former fire commissioner,
Susan Barrett.
Susan Barrett, she typed, she goes to my church, she tapped me on the shoulder to tell me she was writing this and the professionalism and how wonderful it was, and she was embarrassed, but then she wasn't, that she had a call, she gets done. It was just a nice further example of professionalism and the kindness that the fire department deals with our community. And so I just wanted to say that not only the letters reflect that, but when she tapped me on the shoulder to mention this to me was great. And then is it the marshal does it? There's classes, I guess, done in different parts of the community. And you guys give those, what do they call their fire, the thing you sent me? The things that people put on the refrigerator,
The
The vial of life.
of life, right?
Yes.
So I had more people at my church, like, say, we need more of those. And I was like, I'll have a commission. So I reached out to,
Yeah.
Chief, and he sent me some and I was able to distribute them. So
You need more, let me know, because it's a great thing to do.
Great.
Do you all know what it is? You know what the file of life is? So it's a little magnetic pouch, clear, see-through pouch. What you could do is you could put all your prescription information and things like that, so that if we come to a scene, in your house and you're not able to respond, see all your medical things, we can talk to the paramedics and say, okay, person's on this, and this, and if there's, allergies and things like that. So it's a great thing to have in the house for you or for family members that are maybe infirm and might not be able to communicate that, or, just for all of us, because if we're unconscious, we're not gonna be able to say anything. So it's a definitely a great thing. We give it out at the senior center. We give it out at our fire marshal's office, but if you have any.
Does it still include the door sticker?
It's got a little sticker in it.
Because I remember we used to have stickers
Yeah.
that you would put on your outside door. So as people were coming in, as responders were coming in, they would know to look for it.
Yeah, it's in there.
So,
Usually
and
tucked in the back.
to the commissioner's point, there were quite a number of letters this month that
Yeah,
are part of
yeah.
our public record, so that's very
Perfect.
nice. Very nice. Anything else, commissioners? Thank you for bringing that up. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I need a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
So,